As we have already covered ER model, basics, notations and representation, relationship, cardinality, etc. in the ER model in of lecture number 10, 11 and 12. So next we have the advanced version of ER model or entity relationship model as extended or enhanced ER model, also known as EER model. And the requirement, what is the requirement of this enhanced EER model? Because the ER model was sufficient enough to represent the basic applications of database, but if we need to represent some advanced features and some advanced application, then the ER model or the traditional ER model were not enough. That's why the researchers has started working with EER model or enhanced ER model with advanced feature to represent more accurate and more advanced information. As under this model, we will be studying about the generalization, aggregation and the specialization concept that we need to represent in advanced application to represent the more accurate and more advanced information. So starting with the lecture. So extended ER model or extended ER diagrams are the ER model concept are sufficient for traditional database application, but for more complex database applications such as telecommunications and the CAD CAM, GIS, etc., we need some advanced feature to be represented, and for such complex requirement we have EER diagram for all these representation. So extended ER diagrams is having advanced feature than the normal ER model, than the traditional ER model. So that's why in the late 1970s, database designer tried to design more accurate ER model which reflect the data properties and constraint more accurately. So they came up with the EER model in the late 1970s. And also EER model is going to use the concept of specialization, generalization and aggregation, and you will find it more very similar to the inheritance concept of the object oriented programming model. So we can compare the specialization, generalization with the inheritance concept of the object oriented programming language. So here the first concept is the specialization. So specialization, by specialization we mean that it is a process through which we can relate one entity to one more entity. Means it, by this process we are relating one entity with one or more entities. So defining a set of subclasses of an entity type, means we are defining sub entities or the superclasses, subclasses for a superclass. This entity is called the superclass. So here for example we are specializing the things. For example, here the person is an entity, also student is another entity, teacher is another entity, but all of these both entities are having some common features. Okay, so all these common features are grouped into the person entity, and now this person can be specialized to student. So this person is specialized to student entity. This person can also be a teacher. So this is the concept of specialization when we are defining the subclasses of a superclass. Like we have the superclass in the inheritance concept of the object oriented programming. So we are defining the subclasses. All those subclasses must possess the properties of the superclass. Along with all those properties of the superclass, the subclasses can also have their own properties. Same way the specialization is a same concept. Here the common entity, for example here the person is a journal entity, and the personal entity is specialized to student entity and can also be to the teacher entity. Okay, so this relationship is represented using the is a notation. So this is a notation is representing the specialization relationship. So here student is specialized version of person class, and also teacher is specialized version of person entity. For example, for an employee entity, the sub entities can be faculty, the employee can be faculty, employee can be staff, employee can be director, employee can be manager. So in this way we can represent subclasses of a super class, right? So employee has relationship with both the sub entities, and this relationship is named as is a relationship. Is a relationship. Person, we read it like person is a student. So here the person is a student. If we are going through this path, person is a student. If we are going through this path, person is a teacher. So this path is representing person as a teacher, and this path is representing person as a student. So specialization follows the process of one to many relationship. Yes, we are going from one relationship to many relationship through the specialization concept. Next we have the generalization. So generalization, we can say that is just reverse of the specialization. So it is just reverse of specialization. It is the process to define generalized entity type, where in specialization we are going from general to specialized entity. Here we are having the reverse process, means from the specialized entities we are going to the generalized entity. So this is generalization. For example, if we have two entities, one entity as car and one entity as truck, okay, so both car and truck are having some common features. So we can find out the common features among these two entities, as car and truck are having some common features, and all those common features can be combined to make a super entity called vehicle. Okay, unlike in specialization where we were going from super class to subclasses, here we are going from subclasses to a single superclass. So this concept is known as generalization. So we can say that it is a process to identify the common features among the specialized entities or the common attributes from two or more entities or the specialized entities, and generalized them into a super entity. Now we are finding out the common attribute in the subclass, and we are combining them to the superclass. Okay, so several classes with common feature are generalized into same or single superclass, and original class become the subclasses of that superclass. For example, here we are having two entities, one entity as, so here the one entity is car, and the next entity is truck. So both of these entities are having some common attribute as vehicle ID, price is also common, and the license plate number is also common. So all these common features like vehicle ID, license plate and price, these common attributes are the part of both the entities, both the subclasses. So we can combine them into one superclass. So here we define the superclass as vehicle for both entity as car and truck. Both these entities are having one superclass. Now they are restricted to, or we can say that they are bounded to these three features, mean they need to define these three features. Along with these three features, they may have some specialized feature. For example, car is having max speed and number of passenger as a specialized feature. Same way, truck is having number of axles and the tonnage as a separate or specialized features. Okay, so all these subclasses must possess the attribute or must properties of the superclass. Along with all the properties of the superclass, they can have their own specialized entities. Okay, specialized attribute. For example, here max speed and number of passengers are two special entries or the additional entries for car entity, and these are two additional attribute for the truck entity. Okay, so here we are going from the bottom up, we are going in a bottom up manner to generalize the thing. So we are generalizing two entities, car and truck. First is car and second is truck, to the vehicle. So we are generalizing the multiple entities to one entity or one superclass. We are identifying the superclass in terms of programming language out of multiple subclasses, and subclasses are going to have their specialized attributes only. And if we are going to read them in a top down manner, then it is representing a specialization. So generalization and specialization, both concepts are related and the reverse of each other. Another example is animal. Animal is can be represented as a class, or we can say that a common or generalized entity. So animal is having one entity. Next we have animal is a tiger. Now animal is specialized to tiger, animal is specialized to lion, animal is specialized to elephant. So these are the specialized classes. So these are the specialized classes. These are the specialized classes, and this is the journal class, right? Same way, in bank, every employee or every customer is having an account. So an account is representing the journal concept. Every account must process certain features, certain properties, and we can generalize the account to the saving account or to the current account. Now the saving account must have different properties and the current account must have some different properties, or we can say that account is generalized. If we are going through this path, account is generalized to saving account and account is generalized to the current account. Okay, so if we are reading in a bottom up approach, so bottom up approach is generalization. If we are reading in top down manner with is a relationship, so is a relationship is representing the specialization concept. If we are reading is a relationship, so is a relationship is representing the specialized concept, and these are the specialized classes, and this is the super class. Here this is super class and these are the specialized classes. These are the specialized classes and account is a general class. Same way for a person and a student. Here this person is representing a journal class or journal entity, and now is a relationship. A person is a student, a person is a teacher. Okay, so they can have their own attribute, but they must have name, age and gender attribute. So this is the concept of generalization and specialization. So here here is another example of employee. Here the employee is a full-time employee or a part-time employee. So we are just taking care of entities only, not the attribute. Like here these are the attributes. So attributes can be handled easily, but we have to specify the relationship between entities. So here the full-time employee and the part-time employee are specialized classes of this is a relationship, and we can also have the hierarchy of the generalization and specialization concept. For example, here the employee is specialized to full-time employee or the part-time employee. Same way, now the full-time employee is specialized to faculty or staff, and part-time employee is also specialized, is a part-time employee is a teaching or a casual. So we can also have nesting of the relationship. Here we have two is a relationship, means two times we are specializing the class, or if we are reading in a bottom up manner, then we are generalizing the classes. If we are reading in a top down manner, then we are specializing the classes, right? So employee is a faculty, employee is a staff. So these faculty and staff are the specialized classes, and this employee is a generalized class or the super class, and these are the subclasses. Next we have the concept of aggregation. So by aggregation we mean that means combining of multiple entities and the relationship. For example, here aggregation is a process when relation between two entities is treated as a single entity, means we are not representing the relationship as different relationship. If we can club those relationship into one relationship, one entity, then we call it the aggregate relationship. Here the center is one of the entity and course is another entity, and they are linked through the offer relationship. So here these two entities are linked through the offer relationship, and we can club them together to represent a single entity. So here we have clubbed these two entities together into a single entity. Now they are representing the single entity in advanced or enhanced EER diagram. So for a visitor entity, so visitor entity can be linked with or related with the aggregated entity, that is aggregated entity here. So we can link visitor entity with the aggregated entity through inquire relationship. Means visitor can inquire about the center and also the courses offered by the center. Okay, so we are clubbing together the similar relationship and similar entities to represent the one entity, and this concept is known as the aggregation. Hence the relationship between center and course is acting as an entity relation with as an entity in relationship with visitor. So here we are representing a single entity. So this is single entity, right? Next we have the example of extended ER diagram. If you come with the question in exam for the extended ER diagram, then you can simply represent this example, and you just can explain this example in your own language. For example, here the courses offered by the offered semester offer courses, and a student register for the particular course of the particular semester. Okay, so these type of relationship can be represented using the advanced or enhanced ER diagram. So here person is a generalized class and the student is a specialized class. So person is specialized to student, person is specialized to student, person is specialized to teacher. So these are the general concept, advanced concept of the extended ER diagram or enhanced ER diagram. They can have their own attribute as roll number, employee ID. These employee ID belongs to teacher person only and roll number belongs to student person only. But name, age and gender, these all attribute must be part of every specialized class. So every student must have name, age, gender. Every teacher must have name, age and gender attributes, right? So this is the way how we represent advanced concept using generalization, specialization and the aggregate. Thank you. This is all about the extended ER diagram or enhanced ER diagram, EER diagram. So in next lecture we are going to cover about the conversion process of ER diagram to the relational diagram. Means how we can convert a given or a discussed or a given ER diagram to equivalent relational model. So ER model to relational model is very important topic that you need to implement in every project. So thanks for now.